Welcome to the Data Science A to Z Theory and Programming Bootcamp. In my previous two videos, I showed how to generate randomized data with a Gaussian distribution to assign the data set into a matrix, and I also discussed how to import data set from Excel file and from CSV file and from Excel file. So in this video I want to discuss something more about matrix and vector assignments with randomly generated and Excel file data. So let me explain what I want to show you. So at the beginning of my problem, so this is my problem in hand. So I want to generate a m by n data matrix X initially populated with 0 values for wall. Okay, so for instance I want to use numpy library, so I need to use numpy library. So let me import this. Okay, so now you see the numpy is imported correctly. Now if I execute these lines of code, so then my X is here. Okay, so here it is a actually 10 by 40 matrix, and it has 10 rows and 40 columns. So if I need to assign, actually let me if I need to assign, or if I need to change my matrix row or column size, then quickly I can change here and I can rerun my code. So you will get that my column or row count will be changed. Okay, so it is very frequently and very frequent that I already discussed. So let me go back to original state and let me explain. And here in this code that I wanted to assign my first column with independently distributed random variable with Gaussian distributed 125 mean and 4 standard deviations, so 16 variance with the first column. So this is what I assigned. Okay, here actually the code I actually assigned here. Okay, so in my previous video I already discussed. So until up to this point, I believe you know, if you watch my previous video, then up to this point it is fine. Okay, so but in this video I want to discuss, for instance here, let me show you side by side what I wanted to discuss here. So in my previous video you see that I assigned column, first column, okay, for of the matrix, first column as a height and second column as a weight. Okay, but okay, let me think that I have changed my mind, that now I want to assign my first row. Okay, so first row I want to put my my height in first row and weight in second row. So that means, how can I do that? I have to do like this way. You see my previous code over here. Let me delete some code so that I can get all in one. Okay, so you see that here. So here with this code, so I assigned the first column as height and the second column as weight. So first column has index 0 and second column has index 1. So this is what I assigned previously, but in this video I want to assign the first row as my data row 1 and second row as my data row 2. So how do I assign first row? The first row is this. My first row I will assign like this, x with like, since this my x is not an array, remember that my x here is a matrix, right? So it has rows and columns. So the first row I will assign like this way as my first row and second row with index 1. So if I print this, so then you see that I will get my first row and second row. Okay, so and then if I execute this codes, it will be running. So you can try with this. Okay, and most importantly what I want to discuss here, that is frequently needed in order to data science or data analysis, that for instance if I have read from this data file or from a website, whatever my source is good, you know that I discussed. Okay, so these steps previously. Okay, that I have got my Titanic data set from this dummy Titanic data.csv file. Here is my dummy Titanic data CSV file. So if I run this, then I will get my Titanic data set. You see that it has 436 rows and 8 columns, right? So if I click over here, I will get 8 columns. Okay, this is my column 0, the first column, second column, third column, that I have like this way. I have my 8 columns. Okay, and I have 2436 rows. See, the index starts from 0. So this is why I did not, this is why. Okay, and then for instance if I want, previously I showed how to get each of these columns as a vector. So for instance if I wanted to assign serial number as a vector with this column 0 with all row values and this column 0, then I did this way. Actually I did this way, right? So at that point I did not discuss more about the iloc method. At this point I want to discuss more about iloc method. Actually there are two methods, iloc and loc, in order to assign matrix elements into vector or individual element. Okay, so here in this code I got all my serial numbers as a vector, as in my serial numbers. You see that my serial number SL, you see that my serial number is 2436 comma nothing. That means it is a vector. Okay, it is a vector. You remember that a vector is always one column. Okay, so that, but if I want to assign my column, okay, column 1 2, then I discussed column 1 2 previously. I discussed column 1 2. Okay, and then if I want to discuss I want to get multiple columns, for instance column 1 2 3, then I will get column 1 2 3. You see that the column for multiple columns I need to put this column number, second column, third column and fourth column within another square bracket, otherwise it will not work. Okay, so remember this. Then I am getting column. Okay, column, this is my not first column, this is my second column. My first column has index 0. Remember that index 1 is my second column, third column and fourth column. So likely I can get first, second, third, fourth, fifth and 8 column. I can get that way 8 column. So the technique is that in iLock method you can use like this way. So you can select whatever column you need with, you will put column index number. That is why it is called iLock. Okay, index location. Okay, I will put index location. If you know the index number in integer number, you will put iLock method. Otherwise, if you already know actually the column heading, then you don't need to use iLock method. You can use lock method. At the end of this video I will show you lock method, how to use lock method. So here, so this is from if we say 1:7, if is that, in order to put 1:7 I don't need to put it within another square bracket. So here I will get all rows of from column 2nd to 8. Column 2nd to 8, I will get all rows from column 2nd to 8. That means I have column 2nd to 8. Okay, I have these values. Okay, so this way I can get, okay, so the column value. Now I want to show you how to get row values. Okay, so row values, for instance, the passenger 1 here in my Titanic data set, this is my passenger 1, right? This is my passenger 1, this is my whole passenger 1 information. So this may be needed if you have your data set differently. For instance, if you have your data set like this way, for instance, if you have your data set like in reverse order. So here in my Excel file, my regular Excel file, I have in my, let me open my Titanic data set. In my Titanic data set I have, so survival status, and I have ticket class, I have age. So these are the passenger numbers 1 2 3 4. These are the passenger serial numbers, and these columns, in this column indicates status, survival status of each of the individual passengers, right? So if I want to say, but if I get my data in different order, in this different table, for instance, here you see my passenger is by row wise, but if I have my passenger column wise, passenger 1, passenger 2, passenger 3 until passenger n, and this is my passenger survival status by row wise, and passenger class by row wise, and age by row wise. Okay, so then what I will do, I need to get the column first row 1, right? So how do I get row 1? So that a minute ago I showed, at the beginning of this video I showed you I need to use index. Okay, do not be misled that I need to do index 0. This look like an array, but okay, it's not an array. This is my Titanic DS is a matrix. Okay, it is a 2436 by 8 matrix. That means these many rows and 8 columns. So if I want to get passengers 1 data, then I will do this. I can get passengers 1 data. You see serial number 1, survival status 0, then ticket class 3, age 22, ticket pair was 82, right? So if I want to get passenger number 2, okay, actually there is a mistake here, passenger number 2 will be 1 here. Okay, passenger number 2 will be 1 here, and passenger number 3 will be 2 here, and passenger number 4 will be 3 here, like this way. Okay, so then passenger number 2 is row, okay, row will be Okay, so you see the serial number is 2. Okay, and ticket fare is 52. Let us double check. So you see the ticket fare is 52 and serial number is 2 and age is 38. Okay, and then if I want to get passenger number 4, then I can get that way. The ticket fare was $8.05 and age was 35. This one. So this is my passenger 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so this way I can easily get a row. If assign a row, I can get row wise records. Okay, now if I want to get top 10 or top 100 or top 50 or top 5, then I will put head. I will use head method and then head 10. Then if I run this code, then I will get head 10. You see the top 10 rows and 8 columns. Okay, so if I want to get the last passenger, then I will get this is my last passenger, right? Last passenger. Let me see, my double check. My last passenger, not here actually. What is my Titanic data set? This one. My last passenger is here. Last passenger. What is my last passenger? Okay, this is my last passenger, 19 years old. Okay, and like this way I can do this. So using head I can get top 10 or top any number. Okay, for instance, if I want to get first 2 passengers, then I will put like this way. See, the trick is that within another square bracket I will put 0, index 0 to 1. That means I am getting passenger top first and second passenger. Okay, and then by this way, if I want to get the passenger 1, 2 and 100, okay, passenger 1, 2 and 100, so then I will get this way. Okay, using iLock method I am putting. Okay, for instance, if I want to get passenger number, okay, 1 to 10, I could get another way. 1 to 10, remember that? Can you guess what is the another way that I could get passenger 1 to 10? Okay, I can put colon over here. I can put 0 colon 10. Okay, then okay, actually 10 passengers. Okay, sorry, invalid. Okay, sorry, I got an error. I need to do this way actually. 0 to 10 actually. Okay, that's good. So I need to put 0 to 10, actually 8 actually, in order to get 12. So I can put 0 to 11 actually. Oh, 0 to 11 I'm getting, right? So so passenger 1 to 11, right? So in order to get passenger 12, 1 to 12, 10 to 12, right, this way. Okay, that's good. Okay, and this is way that I can get a sub matrix. Okay, so from iLog, from first 2 passengers, and there you see that column will be 0th column, first column, second column and 8 column. So what I will get over here, if I run this, passenger 12 on 217, you see my data. So by this way I can get a sub matrix, a small matrix. I'm getting passengers 1 and 2, 0 and means this is my row 1 and 2, and I'm getting column number 1, column number 2 and column number 8 last. Okay, column number 1, column number 2 and column number 8. My column number 8 was ticket fare. Okay, so this is good. And if I want to do like this way, for instance, if I run this, then I will get what? the first and second passengers, okay, and then okay, then column number 1247, column number 1 2 4 and 7, okay. And then here, okay, there is another lock method. Okay, now I want to discuss about lock method. Lock method is very convenient, is better than the iLock method, but one thing is that if you know the gender, sorry, the column name of the column. So you see on my Excel file I have my column name titles, right? This is exactly, if I use, I can write this exactly column title. So you see the column titles, CSL. Be careful about case sensitive, about case, okay. So Python is a case sensitive language, so remember that if I know my column heading or title, so then I can do, for instance, writing, right? Okay, so okay, maybe there's a mistake about my variable name over here. Don't be confused about that. Okay, so so if I do this way, so I will get first record and second record with gender and age. Okay, what is that one? With gender and age. Okay, let me run this one, actually run this one. So what I will get, all rows with gender and age here, right? All rows, colon means all rows with gender and age. So I got all rows, 2436 rows with 2 columns. What are my columns? My columns are gender and age. So if I know, if I can use this gender and rows, then I can use lock method. And but if you use iLock, then you need to give index, okay. And if you use lock, then you need to give name of these columns, okay. Similarly, this is for rows, you can use name, okay. I will come back soon here. So you should know that in Python you can use double quote or single quote. For these are actually, these are strings, so in order to encode a string in Python you can use both single quote or double quote, so no matter which you feel comfortable. So here, this is another thing. So I'm getting from gender to year ticket fare columns starting from gender to ticket fare. So how many columns we will get? Remember that I have gender. So let me run this and run it from here quickly. All from gender is, actually this is not true. So I'm getting gender is, and this next column until my ticket fare, okay. So the 1 2 3 4 5, so I got 5 columns, and all records I got here, all records. So I got all records and with 5 columns. So instead of writing all of the columns by giving comma, so I can use colon. That means starting from here, this is my starting column, and until the column, this is the column. And by using comma, I can put multiple column names, whatever column value I want to display. And also using this, I can give condition. For instance, I want to say this is here Titanic DS dot gender equal to 1, okay. So all female, if my 1 becomes my female, then I can do all, even I can fit gender over here, gender. So then run it again, then I will get all, this is my 1 for gender I'm getting. And for this one, can you think what will be my output from this? Yes, if you are smart enough, then you should guess that I will get all of my Titanic record for whom my age, for whom age is greater or equal to 40, and I will get my my columns starting from age and up till until all the way to ticket fare. So if I run this code, so you see that I got 535 rows, so and 4 columns. Okay, so this is that. Okay, and so far I discussed lock method and ilock method. That means ilock, so when you will use index integer number, then use ilock. And if you do not want to use the integer index number of columns, then you can use lock method. Then you can give the title of the columns. So this is the main difference between ilock and lock methods. Okay, now there is another method, although deprecated right now, I believe. So that is called ix method. Using ix, you can use a combination of integer index and string column name. That means not for string, you can use also for row name as well as. So that means using ix method, you can use a combination of writing the index or the column or row name. Okay, that I wanted to say. For here the ix method, you see, is my first 10, right, 0 to 9. Okay, and then actually 0 to 9 is 9, right? Let me see it. And then I will get gender to airfare. Actually, don't be a big confused about my variable name, so I did not change some of my variable names. Okay, let me run this. And if you see that I got 10 rows, 0 to 9, 10 rows and 5 columns, gender to ticket 5 columns. And remember that it says the ix is a deprecated method, so actually it's no longer being used. So numpy actually pandas library recommends not to use ix method, so it recommends to use lock and ilock method. So it says that lock for label based indexing and ilock for positional indexing. Okay, the good thing that you can remember that is ilock is used for positional indexing by integer or integral index number, and you can use lock method for label based indexing. By label I mean these are my heading or title or label, right? So these are my heading or title or label. Also this row, for this row I can say that its label is 1, its label is 2, its label is 3 by row wise. Okay, but I can say that this is my first row and my second row and my third row, like this way, right? So although ix method, you can use this ix method, but it is deprecated warning. That means it is discouraged not to use. And you can see more about this lock and ilock methods and their use on this website. But I got some other information, some good information on the web. One of the website I got, actually this is, so if you do a Google search about selecting multiple rows and columns by this title, you will get this website. I got this website like pretty simple and descriptive and straightforward. So if you watch my video and read some of these websites like this, and then I think you will be good to understand how to use matrix and how to assign matrix columns into vectors, or how to get matrix elements by row wise. and that will be your data source for your data science and machine learning operations. So I hope this video will help you to get started with data analysis and data science and machine learning programming. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye bye.